Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore and day 8 of Flossmas. Thank you so much for being here, friends, and we are starting a brand new week. I can't believe it is Monday again. It was a busy weekend, and I'm a little draggy today, so we're just going to jump right in. So I am doing, if this is my first Flossmas you jumped into, well, welcome. Thank you for hitting play. I am doing the Stitch Along Advent Stitch Festive Mandala from Thread the Needle Designs. And let me show you where I had. Now this weekend was a big weekend of stitching. There was, I think over the weekend, almost 900 stitches, if not quite, and almost 500 worth of them yesterday. So that's what it looks like as a whole. Now let me bring it in. I really enjoyed this color. I was thinking, I wrote myself a note actually. It's this color right here. It's that deep, deep maroon. I wrote a note saying if I was looking for a monochromatic color to maybe try that one. I think it's something like 3685, somewhere around there. But let me bring you right up. What was a great idea, somebody had said, this was before I had stitched the this section, so this would have been maybe yesterday's or the day before. I think it might have been Norma. Did you say this would have been cool on its own as an ornament? And you are so right. I mean, and then you could have put maybe some beads or something in the center, especially if you're a beader. So some great ideas, even just before we have the finished mandala in different places where the mandala is. You could actually just stitch different parts of it and have something really fun with it. So that was a great idea. Thank you for pointing that out to me, because it clicked. Once you said it, it made so much sense. So that's what we are right now. I did a look today, and we're going to start filling in, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the next section. So I think it's going to be another big stitch day. Now, I've told myself that I don't have to get each day finished. I mean, you'll be of course very accepting of whatever, because you are so nice. This weekend, with Jingle Ball, I found I was looking for a fill-in. What's really nice about this and why it helps is I first start and I do the black outline. So I did all of that in the morning beforehand, and then during the day, especially at night when I didn't really want to, after it got dark, I didn't maybe not want to follow a pattern. All I had to do was pick that strand and do fill-in. So that was really useful. So we'll see. I mean, there might be a few days that I don't get it all done, but it will eventually work its way. I know Bonnie has said there'll be light days and heavy days, and I want to say one of her recent Flossmases, she either said, I don't know if she said 9 and 10 for the days, or 9 or 10, that there was, I think, some heavy lifting kind of thing with the stitching. So we'll see what happens, but I'm so enjoying it still, and I hope you are too. I think it's been fun to see it come alive as we do it. This morning is a tea morning. I am feeling it. Of course, it should be green tea, which is generally the most caffeine of a tea I drink, but today it's pumpkin spice this morning. Feels good on my hands because it's very chilly here. All right, so today I have for my full finish an ornament, and let me show it to you, and then we'll talk about it. There we go. Here is Frosty. Let me put it on this side. There. Frosty. So this is a Luminous Fiber Arts, and it was a freebie. And I went this morning right before clicking on to check to see if it's still available. And if you go to the freebie section of her website, it says that this was a newsletter freebie. So all you have to do is sign up for the newsletter and you'll get sent the freebie. Of course, I want to say the original might have been stitched in red. Well, it's a snowman, Frosty, kind of, you knew I had to stitch it in blue, most especially on blue fabric. I don't remember what either one of those were. If you wanted to know, I could look it up in the book. And I just did a simple, this fabric here is almost like not a tweed, but it kind of has that thick kind of feel to it. And then I decided I wanted something just very simple, and I just did a twine kind of hanger, because again, you know me, I'm all about the simple. And I took that twine and I folded it over 4 times so that there's 4, all right, so that I have 4 on each, you know, that I was wrapping around, because I wanted it to be a bit more substantial. This is a bigger ornament. If it was smaller, I probably would have just doubled it, which I've done before, but I thought I wanted it. And I thought I'd just talk about twine. Twine is a great thing to use. It's a lot of fun. Now remember, I had an Etsy shop, so I used to buy these in bulk. I know you can buy them as, I don't know. So this is a Divine Twine. I don't think there is a Divine Twine company anymore. I'm not exactly sure, but I know I've seen these on Etsy. You can get these on Etsy for the full amounts. And then I'm sure there are shops that break it down and you could get, say, 5 yards, 10 yards, or whatever. So this is the one I used. It doesn't have a name on it. But I thought I brought out a few more fun twine things. Twine, I don't know if I'd call them skeins, rolls probably. These are a bit more holiday-ish. So we have a nice sparkly, I don't know if you can tell with the silver. The silver does sparkle. So it's black with silvery sparkle. Then we have a white with a gold sparkle. And again, I don't know if the sparkle will come up. I think these are all, there was 2 companies that I used to get from. There was Divine Twine, and then there was a company called The Twinery, and I'm almost sure The Twinery is definitely gone. There are lots of other companies that do baker's twine. You can get baker's twine at craft stores. If you go to Etsy, like I said, you could get smaller amounts if you don't want these big. This one's a fun one. This is Christmas colors, so green and red. And I think besides, so there's some fun things you can do with twine, which is why I brought it up. Obviously, you can use it as hangers. If you make cards, you can use it with cards, and I've done that before. And because I did that with cards, that inspired this scrapbook page. So you can see, you basically just freeform folding it over multiple times over the page. So this piece, it only filled up part of the page. I had a huge section down here I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with, and the twine just worked perfectly against that paper, I thought. I used to have, they were actually pet sympathy cards. I had cat and dog, and I would put the twine underneath the design, because it was, you know, it was oriented this way and the picture was up here and I had twine. So that's what made me think of it. You could also do that if you were doing tags, whether you have the gift tags or you're making them. Wrap a little twine around the bottom to kind of just jazz it up a little bit. There are, we talked about metal dies yesterday. There are metal dies that have holes so that you can stitch cards and things. I bet you the twine, the one layer, would go through that if you wanted kind of like a fun multicolor. Especially, wouldn't that be fun with this color? So there's lots of different things you can do with it. You can make bows or whatever and put them, but I just thought it's a fun resource. If you haven't tried it before, try it in small amounts, and if you really like it, then, you know, I know, because I did look, I know I've seen these kind of rolls on Etsy as well, and I'm sure other places too. I mean, that's just one example, but it's pretty easy to get. It's very versatile. You could even, when you wrap a present, you can kind of put, kind of like you do with, right, baker's twine, like they used to do in the bakery and everything. So lots of different uses for it. You could have a lot of fun. And that is it. That's my full finish, my advent stitching, and a little accessory sort of thing that you could use for your crafts, whether it's stitching or finishing or whatever it happens to be. So that's it. I am going to head out today. Yesterday was a little longer, so we're keeping it short today. And until tomorrow, happy stitching.